Hey guys, welcome back. So welcome to my Halloween series where I'm checking out a whole bunch of classic horror films I think you should check out this Halloween period. So the one we're checking out today is for John Carpenter's The Thing. This is the original trailer from 1982. Now this is a personal favourite of mine. I love John Carpenter. Halloween, The Thing are two of my favourite films ever. And this one is quite a visual treat. What they did with this one was just, man, there's some disturbing stuff in this. The special effects are incredible. But it's just in the storytelling, John Carpenter really just kind of managed to deliver an amazing story, starring the wonderful Kurt Russell as MacReady. Now, apparently I just read in the trivia that the beard that he wears in this movie, it took about a year to grow. I can grow a beard in a week, so, good on you, Kurt. That's amazing. But this film is set in a barren, icy location, the Arctic Circle, I think, where a group of explorers discover an alien ship. And then an alien comes out of this ship and pretty much starts laying waste to everybody. But I don't want to spoil it too much. If you've not seen this film, you need to watch it because it's just masterful. So without further ado, let's just dive into the trailer. 3, 2, 1, go. And the cinematography in these films is also second to none. But the special effects in this movie are just terrifying. And the claustrophobia that you get. These men trapped in an outpost. They can't leave. And that thing is hunting them down.
We found something. We found something. We found something.
They found something. And this is a remake too from a classic film from the 50s. The Thing from Outer Space. But what John Carpenter does in this one, man, is just
have just discovered something.
Makes it his own.
100,000 years, it was buried in the snow and ice.
I want this on 4K.
A place to live. Inside. Where no one can see it.
Inside.
Or hear it. Or feel it.
I know I'm human. Some of you are still human. This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation.
Uh-huh.
It has to. But it's vulnerable.
It mimics
out in the
you.
open. If it takes us over, then it has no more enemies. Nobody left to kill it. And then it's won.
You guys gonna listen to Gary? We can beat one of those things!
Yeah, man. It's an awesome plot. Great acting, great direction. Very suspenseful. Yep. And when it gets gross, man. It sends shivers down your spine. Man is the warmest place to hide. I just love Kurt Russell in this. You'd go on to do Escape from New York next, I think, with John Carpenter, where he kind of like introduced the world to Snake Plissken. So early days Kurt Russell is just incredible. I recently watched Backdraft again for the first time in a long time. He's still an amazing actor. He's just wonderful. And what he does in this film is just cool, So he's got all these guys. And the alien has the ability to mimic. So I'm not going to spoil it too much or say how or why. But it's all about the suspense and who is the alien. And all the guys are getting killed off one by one. And they all suspect each other. So that's where the plot comes into play. And all the suspense. Who's the killer? And it's just executed so wonderfully. And there's this amazing sense of claustrophobia as well. Because they can't leave. The weather's bad. They're stuck. And this thing they know nothing about. This extraterrestrial horrific entity is just taking them down one by one in truly grotesque fashion. So man, this is an absolute classic. It's one of my all-time favorites and I love it. They did kind of spawn a sequel reboot thing recently as well, pardon the pun, in 2011, starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead, directed by, oh my goodness, I'm going to try and say this name, Matthias van Hellingen. It was okay. I've only seen it one time. It also stars Joel Edgerton, who I just adore. He's one of my favourite Aussie actors. And yeah, it's got a pretty decent cast, but I do remember enjoying it. I mean, it was okay. Not as good as the original, but if you watch them back to back, I think from memory you see a really, really decent connection. Like all the, well, I won't go into it because I don't want to spoil it for you. But this one has also got an amazing cast as well. As you saw, Kurt Russell, Wilfred Brimley, Keith David, Richard Masur, TK Carter, David Clennon, Richard Dysart, Charles Hallahan, Peter Maloney, Donald Moffat. Like, I'm saying all these names, you're probably like, who? Especially if you're younger, you're not going to know who these people are, but these were strong players in a lot of movies in the 80s, so you kind of like spot the actor, and you know that person from that movie and that person from that movie, and it was just a lot of fun to catch. But like I mentioned, John Carpenter really kind of nailed the direction this one, and the score. He does his own scores as well for his movies, and the music really kind of set the tone and became quite atmospheric in its own right. So the movie's a lot of fun. It's really gross and awesome, and I'd love for his movies to be released on 4K. Halloween just got a release recently. I've not actually watched it yet. I had just watched it a few months beforehand, and then it got 4K released, so I didn't want to dive into it right away. But that's one of those movies I can just watch on repeat anyway, much like The Thing. John Carpenter's early films are just sensational. He doesn't put a foot wrong. So that's my recommendation tonight, The Thing. Check it out. It's amazing. Sci-fi horror. Get on it. It's incredible. So, about to do my next reaction. Catch you then. Thanks for watching.